I came here as a baby in 1952. I was 2 months old. I was born in Munich, Germany, and my family emigrated from Russia at the end of at the Russian Revolution. They left Russia and went to Turkey and went to Yugoslavia, where they lived during World War II. And once World War II ended, Yugoslavia became a socialist country, and my grandfather did not want to live under socialism, so they emigrated to the only country where they could find access to the United States, and that was the southern part of West Germany. I grew up in Philadelphia, and when I was about 11 years old, my family moved to New Jersey. Now here's a funny story about how I got started in music. In New Jersey, in middle school, we had to share our school with the high school students, so we were on split sessions. My homeroom began at 7 in the morning, and it was weird because 7th period came right after lunch. And after lunch, we were all a little bit groggy. A 7th period itself was the worst class ever because we had a teacher who talked in a monotone. It was very, very distressing, to say the least. One day, a bunch of kids raised their hands. He acknowledged them, and they left. I went, wait a minute, what do they know that I don't know? So I asked one of them, where do you guys go during 7th period? And they said, oh, we go to band class. Band class. That's my ticket out of that boring class. So that day I went down to the band room, talked to the band director. I said, hi, I'd like to join up for a band class. And he goes, well, do you have an instrument? I said, no. Well, he gave me a rental sheet. My family decided I was going to play clarinet because it was the cheapest rental on there. In 1964, when I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, I decided to try to learn how to play guitar, and my uncle had an extra guitar that he loaned me, so I went to the music store and bought all the Beatle books and everything, and because I already knew how to read music, I just followed the chord diagrams that were above the music itself, so I learned how to play guitar that way. So one day I was sitting in my dorm room and I was listening to bass notes coming through the walls. Everybody had huge stereos back then, and I could hear boom, 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 boom. I said, oh, that's pretty interesting. So I said to myself, hey, if I learn how to play bass, I can work with any of those guitar players and not have to compete with them. So that's what I did. And here's a funny story. I went to college immediately to begin with as a chemical engineer. I went to Lafayette College, which was a fine engineering school. That was the idea of my family, not me. So I got to engineering classes and I realized, oh my God, I really don't belong here. This is not what I like or even love. So I got to room with a guitar player in my junior year, and I wanted to get out of engineering. So he said, hey, I have a geology major. Why don't you come over and join me in geology? We'll get to study rocks, and then we can rock out together. And then we go on these extensive field trips at the end of the year. I said, oh, great, that sounds good. So I switched over to geology, and that semester he dropped out of school. So when I got out of college, the first thing I did was join a band, and the only venues that we had were bars. In fact, the first gig that I had coming out of college, we worked 2 to 5 in the morning at a place that was run by some, should I say, some shadier owners. And then I progressed to show bands after bar bands, and I learned how to do shows. And we went up and down the East Coast. I've worked in Ohio, Western Pennsylvania. We've worked Aruba. I worked Haiti. That was an interesting gig because the difference in where we worked and the difference in the poverty level of the poor people of Port-au-Prince, it was actually very sad to be witness to. But I always played in some of the nicest places, and I'm very fortunate for that experience. We worked at Shawnee-on-the Delaware. We did a show on Friday nights there, and some guys from Woodloch had a band there on Saturday nights. And that's when I got the call to get the job at Woodloch Pines. When I got the job at Woodloch, I thought I was just going to be on stage playing music. And they said, oh, no, we're also going to participate in that show. In fact, we're going to be doing a clown boxing match. Can you take a pratfall? I said, well, I did study karate and judo in college, so I know how to fall without hurting myself. So they said, fine, you're going to be the referee. And the guitar player was one boxer, the drummer was the other boxer, and I was the referee. Ding, round one. Boxer A swings, boxer B ducks, and I get smacked. I hit the ground, people start falling out of their chairs laughing. I said, this is going to be a good job. And back in 2011, we did a show honoring the majesty of the British Empire, and I got to be Ozzy Osbourne. And a lot of people keep telling me, oh, that's my favorite character, Ozzy Osbourne. And there was another show where we did Rock of Ages, and I was Slash. So I got to play guitar with the wig and the top hat and all that stuff. And I think doing Elvis was probably my favorite one. I love doing rock and roll. I love playing the guitar while I'm singing, playing live, and that's always a challenge because you don't want to mess up because so many people are listening to you, so I practice.
She couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm crazy because I am drowning all the time. Don't go on tonight. It's bound to save your life. Here's a bag on the rise. Master of the house, keeper of the soup, ready to relieve the lover's feel or two. Watering the wine, taking up the weight, picking up the nick, that's when it counts you straight. Everybody loves the landlord night. Free as a breeze, very gentle and free. Some tunes that you know and love so. If I had a set of wings that I know she could fly, she's my little school. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Everybody wants to touch somebody. If it takes all night, you gotta be. Oh, I get by. Look at my friends, I get by. And down and over and out. And I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. It's life. And no, I can't deny it. I would do anything for love. Oh, I would do anything for love. Yes, I would do anything for love. But I won't do that.
I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I started when I was 32, so, people keep asking me, well, are you going to retire? Are you going to retire? No, I'm just going to keep doing it until I can't do it anymore, until I can't do it to the level that I would like to be. It's been one glorious ride from the start. I was the guy who wanted to be in the background. I didn't want to be out front. I didn't want to be the star of the show or anything like that. But as fate would have it, right now I'm the eldest member of our theme show, and I thank everybody for the kindness that they show me, for all the love that I receive. It's very, very humbling.